Hi, this is TSG Multimedia's Dan Cortopassi, and today I'm reviewing an N-scale Baldwin 460 from Bachmann. This locomotive comes with DCC already installed, and is also very nicely detailed. It's got bell, whistle, dynamo, the grab iron handrails on the boiler are separate pieces. It's got a lot of freestanding details, and a working headlight in the front. There's no backup light, but that's pretty common for some steam engines, so not a big deal there. I don't know if this engine follows a particular prototype or not, but it does look fairly typical of small 460s, and would probably fit in, if nothing else, as a stand-in for most steam-era layouts. I think pretty much most of the railroads used engines like this at one time or another. Has a dummy coupler in front, and it came with a Bachmann coupler in the back, which was a knuckle coupler. Unfortunately, my sample was damaged. The coupler was broken, so I had to replace it with an Accumate. So the locomotive seems to run pretty quietly, which is nice. I did have to add a little bit of momentum to get it to start and stop smoothly, which I just did by programming CVs. So the headlight turns on and off with function 0, just like most engines. The paint job on the model is very crisp. The lettering is readable. Some of the very small lettering would take a magnifying glass for most people to be able to read it, but it is there. One problem I did find was that some of the wheels were a bit narrow in gauge, according to the NMRA standards gauge. That includes one set of drivers, and that would be a little bit hard to fix. Some of the wheels on the tender were narrow in gauge, but that would be a little easier to adjust. And when I was running this engine around on a layout, I did notice that on some turnouts it would jump over the turnout frog probably because the wheels were a little bit narrow. So that is a potential problem. The other thing I was not too crazy about was that it does have a little bit of a wobble when it goes down the track. So I guess for my final verdict, I'll take off a spike for the wheel gauge problem and take off a spike for the wobble and give it 8 out of 10 spikes.